Hello everyone, welcome to channel Qtomation. In the previous session, we have seen conditional statements and iterative statements of the flow control in Python. So we have seen that flow control is the order in which statements or blocks of code are executed at runtime based on certain condition. And we have already covered conditional statements and iterative statements in our previous lecture. In today's lecture, we will see transfer statements. Transfer statements mainly includes break, continue and pass keywords. So let's see one by one how these keywords are used. So in programming, sometimes we might face a situation in which we have to exit from a loop completely when some external condition is triggered or matched. And there may be also a situation when we want to skip a part of the loop and start the next execution. So for the first thing, so sometimes we have to exit from a loop completely on certain condition and we don't want to continue until all the iteration ends, right? So in sometimes in some loops we have to exit on the matching certain conditions. So in that case we can use breaks keyword. So once we use the break keyword, that loop ends at that point and it's completely ends the execution from that loop and it exit that loop on that specific condition. Whereas when we face the situation where we want to skip a part of the loop and we want to start the next iteration, in that case the continue keyword is used. So now let's see practically how we can use that. So first one is break statement. So now I am going to PyCharm. Let's create a new file, new Python file. So I am creating a new Python file. I am naming it as jumping statements. So we have created one Python file for jumping statements.py, and in that what I am going to do, I am going to use or I am going to simply print 1 to 10 numbers by using for and range function. So for I in range, let's say 11, so by default it will print from 0 to 10. Now I am going to print I. So now when I execute this program, let's execute this program. So when I execute this program, it will simply print from 0 to 10. All numbers are printed. So in first iteration, the first value, that is I, that is where it would be a 0 and it will print 0. That is printed here 0. After that it will go to next iteration and next value will be 1. So for 1, then I will become 1. So it will print 1. Then it will go to next iteration. It will print 2. Similarly, it will go on until it prints 10. Right? So all the iteration will be completed and 10 will be print. Now let's see. Now let's say I want to exit as soon as I value becomes 5. So I have one condition on which I want to exit from this loop completely and I don't want to iterate up to end, right? So I don't want to iterate at the end, up to end. I just want to exit as soon as the value becomes 5, right? So how we can do that? So in such situation, we have to use break keyword. So what we can do, we can simply put one if condition. If value of I becomes 5, in that case I am just going to simply break this loop or I will just come out of this loop after that condition. So I am simply using the break keyword here. Now let's run this file and let's see what happens when we execute by using break keyword. So when I execute this, it will simply print up to 0.4 only, right? So in the first iteration, I value is 0. So it will print I. In the next iteration, I value will become 1. So it will check if I equals to 5, no. So this value is still not matching. So it will simply print I again. So it will print I as 1. In the next iteration, it will print I value as 2. In the next iteration, it will again print 3. In the next, again, it will print 4. And after 4, when I value becomes 5, it will enter and it will break this loop, right? So we have used break keyword. So it will come here and it will break and it will exit from this loop completely and it will not continue up to 10 or 11, right? So that's how we can use break statement here. So it will exit the loop completely. So that's how we can simply exit the loop on certain condition by using break keyword. Break keyword can be used for loops as well as while loops also. So now let's go here. So break statement in Python terminates the current loop and it resumes the execution at the next statement. So break statement in Python terminates the loop and it comes out of the loop. The most common use for break is when some external condition is triggered requiring a hasty exit from loop. The break statement can be used both while and for loops. For both while and for loop we can use break statement. So by using break keyword we can exit from the loop on that certain condition. For example, again I am just going to show you one more thing. So now let's see, I am just going to print the statement which is outside of this block. So we can just check that also. So print this statement is outside of this block, outside of for loop. So it will print every time. So let's again run this code. So when we run again, it will exit from this loop after I value becomes 5, and this statement is outside of the for loop, so it will just simply print this loop. And if we don't put break statement and if condition here, then it will simply print all the values from 0 to 11, right? So now let's see next statement, that is continue. So when we use continue, the continue statement rejects all the remaining statements in the current iteration of the loop and it moves the control back to the top of the loop. The continue statement can be used in both while and for loop. Now let's see practically. So for example, I'm just going to remove this code. Now I am going to show you how we can use continue and what is the use of continue. So again, I am going to use the same loop for I in range. Let's print up to 10. So it will print all the values from 0 to 10. Print I. So I am just going to use print I. And let's run this file. So when we run this file, it is printing from all the values from 0 to 10. Now what I want to do, let's say if I equals to 5, then I am using the keyword as continue. Then what it will do, so this statement what it will do, so basically in the first iteration, so what will happen in the first iteration, I value becomes 0. So it will check if I equals to 0, no. So it will not enter in this block of code. So it will simply print I. So first value that is printing, that is I. After that again I value will become 1. So again it will check the condition if 1 equals to 5, no. So again it will print I. Then I will become 1. Then in the next iteration again it will be 2. It will print 2. After that it will print 3. After that it will print 4. After that it will check for it will become 5, so I value will become 5, and that condition it will check if I is equal to 5, so this condition becomes true, so it will go and it will execute the continuous keyword here. So when the continue keyword is present on this condition, when I value is 5, it will not print this statement, so it will not execute the code which we have mentioned in this part of the block, right? So it will just simply skip that execution and it will again go to the top of the loop and it will increase the value again by 1, so I value will become 6 now, right? So I value will become 6, then it will again check if I equals to 6, I equals to 5, no, so this condition does not match, then it will print value of 6. After that again it will print 7, 8, 9 and up to 10, right? So it will print up to 10. So the use of continue keyword is, so whenever continue is used on certain condition, it will skip the part which we have mentioned for that specific condition and it will just go to top of the loop and it will start with next iteration. It will skip that specific iteration for that condition if we use continue keyword here. So let's execute this program and check the output. So if you see here, so it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 is not printed. That means when condition, that is I becoming 5, in that case it is continuing, so it is not, it is skipping the part of the code which we have mentioned after the continue keyword or which is present in the continue iteration. So it will skip that iteration and it will again go to top and it will increase the value of I by 1. So I value will become 6. So that's why the value of 5 is not printed here. So that is the use of continue keyword. So continue statement rejects all the remaining statements in the current iteration of that specific loop, and it moves the control back to top of the loop. Continue statement also can be used with both while and for loops. And the last one is pass keyword. So pass statement is used as a placeholder for future code. So whenever the pass statement is executed, nothing happens, but you avoid getting an error when empty code is not allowed. Empty code is not allowed in loops, function definition, class definition, or in if statement. So in some simple language, so pass keyword is basically a future placeholder for a future code. So I'm just going to show you an example here to understand in better way. So let's use the same for loop. So let's say I am using the same for loop, and when we execute this for loop, it will print from 0 to 10, right? Perfectly fine. It will print all the values from 0 to 10 in every iteration. Now let's see, in coding, in sometimes there is some syntax for which we have to add some code. We cannot leave those places as blank. For example, now let's say here I am going to use one if condition. I'm just removing this code. Yeah, so I'm just again going to use the same loop. So for I in range, it will print 0 to 10 values, right? Now let's say I'm going to use one condition here. I'm going to use one if statement. If I equals to 5, and I am not putting anything in that if block. So if I keep it blank, right? So I am not putting anything in the if block. And if such code is executed, it will throw an error, right? So it will throw an error because it is expecting that some code should be there for that specific if condition. So in such situation, we can simply use pass keyword. So when we use pass keyword, it will not do anything, but it will not throw error as well. If you simply see, if I equals to 5, it is saying pass, right? So it is simply acting as a placeholder code for that specific condition. If we keep it blank and then try to execute, then it will throw an error. It will not allow to execute the code. But if we simply use the pass keyword, then it is not doing anything, but it is not allowing to throw an error as well. So pass is basically a future placeholder for the future keyword. So it is a simply pass is a can be used as a placeholder for future code. So in the future we can write some code here. For example, I can simply write print I is 5 or I is 5. So if I execute now on that specific condition, it will print I is 5. But if I don't put anything, then it will throw an error. So in that situation, we have to use pass keyword. So it will act as a placeholder for that specific condition. Another example which we can see, for example, let's say I'm going to define one function. Let's say define my function. And if I keep this function body as blank, and if I try to execute this code, then it will again throw an error because it is expecting that some code has to be there. But if we don't know that, in some situation we have to place the code in future, right? So we don't sure what exactly code need to be put here, so we can simply use pass keyword. So if you use the pass keyword, it will not throw an error. So it basically performs a null operation, right? It can be used as a placeholder for future code. So that is the use of pass keyword. So it will just simply jump out from this code. So that is the example of continue keyword as well. Not the continue but the pass keyword. So pass keyword or pass statement is used as a placeholder for future code. When the pass statement is executed, nothing happens, but you avoid getting an error when empty code is not allowed. Empty code is not allowed in loops, function definition, class definition, or in if statement. So in such situation, when we don't have to when we are not allowed to use a blank code for certain conditions, in that situation we can use pass keyword, which is basically a null operation, but it stops throwing an error in our code. So that's how we have seen three types of transfer or jumping statements in Python. So first one is we have seen break statement, So break statement in Python terminates the current loop on that condition and it will come out of that loop immediately. Next one is continue. Continue statement rejects all the remaining statements in the current iteration of the loop and it will move back to the top and it will skip that current iteration and it will basically continue statement. Current iteration of the loop will be skipped and it moves the control back to the top of the loop and it will start with the next iteration. And pass keyword is simply used as a placeholder for a feature code. And when the pass statement is executed, nothing happens, but we avoid getting an error when empty code is not allowed. And all these keywords can be used for loop as well as while loops. So that's it for jumping statement in Python. In the next session, we will see some more topic about Python programming. So thank you for watching this video.